Hey howdy hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Section 107 of the Copyright Act provides a statutory framework for determining whether something is a fair use and identifies certain types of uses, such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research, as examples of activities that may qualify as fair use. That is exactly what I'm doing in this video. Any attempt to false copyright strike this video or false DMCA strike this video will be met with legal representation being notified of your presence. You have been goddamn warned. This is not going to be any sort of fancy scripted out video. This is not going to have any clean edits. This is not going to have any of that shit. I already know what some of you guys are going to say. Oh, Redbeard's clickbaiting. I'm not clickbaiting. Genuinely, these guys want to sue me because of what I said about their studio and about their game Venatur, and them is referring to Siba Games. If you somehow manage to watch this video or watch my video because of the situation going on, I'm not going to ask for you to like and sub to my channel. I will, however, ask you to share this video around so people who are affiliated with Siba Games or people who are pulling the strings behind this bullshit that's going on, they can start answering for what they're doing. So yesterday, April 10th, I received my first ever copyright strike on this YouTube channel. Now, for all comedic purposes, I guess you could say I'm one of the big dogs now because everybody who's worth talking about in the YouTube space has been hit with a copyright strike before. So I guess welcome to the club? I don't know, bro. Anyways, I got an email from YouTube saying, "Hi, Redbeard Mortis, we received a copyright removal request for your video. Based on applicable copyright law, we removed your video from YouTube." And the video that they removed is these, quote, indie devs got caught in 4K stealing assets. Now, if you forgot about the drama or maybe never even heard of it before, Siba Games was blatantly caught with sufficient evidence, or at least what I think is sufficient evidence, to have stole assets directly out of Blue Drake 42's game, Operation Harsh Doorstop. And in that video, much like I'm doing in this video, I'm taking a research approach, a news reporter approach, and I'm doing everything I can to make this transformative so they don't hit me with another false copyright strike. But in that video, I even showcased the evidence and broke it down section by section, picture for picture. But believe it or not, the timestamp that they outlined in this little email that YouTube sent me didn't even contain any sort of copyright infringement material. It didn't even have screenshots of the assets they clearly stole. Let me go ahead and play for you exactly what was said in between the time frames that they listed in this email. This game is, for all intents and purposes, the biggest and most obvious Escape from Tarkov clone I have ever seen, but it looks like utter dog shit. And for about $29 USD and roughly $40 Canadian, you can subject your PC to torture by playing this subpar experience. Did you guys see how much copyright I infringed on? Holy shit. Yeah. A video of the front page of their website put into DaVinci's Fusion and added some weird effects. Yeah. I'm gonna throw some images up on screen right now. These same exact images that I put in my video that they copyright struck, showing undeniable proof that they stole assets from Drakeling Labs, you know, the same evidence that they said was bullshit and fake, to really drive home the point that these are oxygen-starved individuals here. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a legal rep of any kind. I'm not a lawyer. I never passed the bar. But you know what I did have to do as part of my education curriculum? I had to study copyright law. And I know for a goddamn fact, a motherfucking fact, that what I said in that video was not copyright infringement of any sort. I didn't even say anything that would warrant a privacy complaint. I didn't mention anyone's name. I didn't harass anybody specifically. DMCA notices and copyright infringement notices are used for shit that, I don't know, you guys did. Blatantly and without the proper permissions, took something that wasn't yours and labeled it as yours. So please, I know that logic is a little bit tough for you guys, but you gotta think about it just a little bit more than what you already have. And honestly, if you want my opinion on this shit, they're mad at the wrong video, because I didn't even show emails in this video. Quite literally, all I did was just report on the things that people were already finding, and even stuff that Blue Drake even acknowledged before I even made the video. And I got a few things to say about Siba Games here in a minute that will absolutely make some sense as to why they're doing this, or we're about to see an uptick in false strikes coming from this fucked up studio. But just recently, they hit a really good friend of mine with a copyright strike. Yeah, one of my community members and good friends of the channel got hit with a community strike. He goes by the name of Mr. Rain Gaming. His Venatur video got hit. They put in some bullshit ass timestamp, sent it to YouTube, said that it violated copyright laws, and he had his video taken down as well. Now, there is one thing I immediately did right after receiving this strike. I seeked help from two people who have been around my community. Big Fry TV, and Blue Drake 42. Both of these guys have already had to put up with the fucking bullshit that Siba Games has thrown at them, and they just gave me some overall advice as to what I should do to possibly avoid a lawsuit. Now here's the thing, Siba, right now you guys are still in a lawsuit with Drakeling Labs. And there's another thing I know about y'all's studio. You guys are going fucking broke. You have no money, or at least that's what you guys are telling your legal team. In the pinned comment below, you're gonna see a massive fucking tweet that Blue Drake 42 posted with screenshots, everybody's information, people who are involved in this fucking lawsuit, a donation link if you guys are willing to donate to help him out with the legal fees. But there is one screenshot in particular that I want to read word for word because nothing I'm about to say can be misconstrued in any sort of way. The writing is on the wall and that bitch is bright. Quote, the result is that my client, who is a startup and was playing his first game, is on the verge of closing down and he has no more funds in the till. He also has returned the money to the users who had purchased the game. In light of this, the demand for payment of legal fees, which were not even quantified in the agreement, cannot be accepted in any way by Siba because the company simply has no money. My client would have been happy to cooperate with your client and give him royalties, but Mr. Hill's behavior has effectively destroyed the company. Oh, man. Oh. What a great birthday gift. So you worthless scumbag piece of shit motherfuckers are broke as hell, and you're thinking that the #1 best idea that you fucking idiots have is start pressing smaller creators who you don't think have the resources to countersue, let alone even keep up with a lawsuit. You're gonna try to bleed them dry for money just so you can keep your dumbass game studio open. Siba, I want you to listen loud and goddamn clear when I say this. If you decide anytime between now and 10 consecutive business days after I sent the rationale back to you stating that you're full of shit, and I know with 100% certainty that what I said is not a violation of copyright laws, if you decide to take me to court and try to get money out of me, I will own your company by the end of the lawsuit. I will be the sole proprietor and owner of Siba Games if you decide to fuck with me. I'm telling you right now, this shit is not happening anymore after this video goes out. You guys are not going to continue to false DMCA strike creators, small or large, I don't give a shit. You are no longer doing this just because you don't like what people have to say about you. You're not gonna try to silence my voice when I call out bullshit people like you and your goddamn studio. And I don't know who sent the claim out. It must have been Alessandro because he's the most active person behind that project, or was, or maybe even still is from what we're led to believe. But I'm telling you right now, you decide to initiate a lawsuit against me and try to take me to court and get money out of my pockets that I use to feed my family, I will be the owner of Siba Games at the end of the lawsuit. I can guarantee you that. And you know what? Sadly, this isn't the first time that Siba Games has done this. Like I said earlier, they tried to do the same shit with Fry, and then they tried to do the same shit with Drake as well. Because initially, right, someone in Blue Drake's community found this evidence, they found this proof and sent it straight to him. He then made a video calling these guys out and showing the undeniable proof. So Fry decides to cover it, and he gets sent an email asking him to remove his video or else they would be filing a privacy complaint against him. They didn't push their luck anymore with Fry after that. They were like, hell no, we're not gonna mess with him. On the other hand, they decided to fuck with Drake the most out of anybody in this situation. Because like I said earlier, they still got a lawsuit going on with them. And from what I just read, it looks like these guys don't even have enough money to fight in this lawsuit. So who are you guys gonna sue? That's what I wanna know. Who are you gonna hire to sue me? You wanna know how much money I made off that video that you guys took down? Somewhere in the ballpark of $7 or $8. So here's a little proposal for you. I didn't attach this to the rationale because I ran out of characters right when I started typing out what I actually wanted to say. I made $8 off of that video. Sure thing, no big deal. I will give you $9 to leave me the fuck alone and an additional $1, making it $10 total. I have to make sure I break it down because you guys are severely IQ deficient. I will give you $10, 10 Italian dollars, US dollars, Canadian dollars, fucking Peruvian dollars. I don't care what it has to be. I will give you $10 to leave me alone. And you know what? I'll even throw $15 extra in there if you shut your company down because that's about how much it's worth. $25. Still worth less than the game that you guys put out. And to make this extremely clear for anybody who had any doubts, this is not defamation. This is not copyright infringement. I'm not even playing OHD or Venatur in this video. I am, however, playing Helldivers because come hell or high water, I am dragging you fuckers down with me. Now, some of you guys are probably going to end up saying, well, Red, why are you even responding in the first place? Why are you making a video talking about this? It's obvious that you fell for the bait. If I don't stand on business as a YouTuber who values himself on speaking the truth no matter what the situation situation is, then I lose not only credibility with myself, but I let down creators who are about to get screwed over by these guys. This is from a small creator who wants to get big enough to take care of the smaller creators. If I am not willing to stand on 10 toes for the shit that I believe in and protect my brand and what I want to do with this channel, then in my personal opinion, everything I've said and done up to this point means absolutely nothing. Sure, it's a hobby. I don't make a whole lot of money doing YouTube. Who gives a shit about the money? We're talking about morals and degree here. So Siba Games, I only got 2 things to tell you guys. Number 1, remove the strike that you put against my channel. I don't know who the fuck you guys think you were doing that. A sub 3,000 subscriber channel. And you guys decided, oh, well, we got to copyright strike him because he's ruining our reputation. We don't like what he said about our game. And then number 2, quit false DMCA striking people just because you don't like what they say about you. You are on the goddamn internet. You are making a product for a very hypercritical set of people. If you don't like what people say, get your asses out of this space. We don't want you here. We didn't need you here. We sure as hell don't want to keep you around. And if you decide that you're going to continue to duck Blue Drake, you know, because for the millionth time, still in a lawsuit with Drakeling Labs, as soon as you make that public, he's going to hem your asses up. He is on to you guys. He knows exactly what you're doing. He knows your little game. He knows that you guys are full of shit. His legal defense team knows you're full of shit, and you have absolutely no grounds to be doing what you're doing. I have covered games on my channel before that I have said negative shit about. Case in point, the video I just uploaded on Incursion Red River. I said pros and I said cons. Very strict and harsh and hypercritical cons. And you know what they did? They gave me a free key to the game. They retweeted my video on Twitter. They told me that they appreciated the feedback that I gave them and that they loved watching the video. That is how you take proper criticism. You don't false DMCA strike people because you get your fucking panties in a wad, because you're too much of a soft bitch to take criticism. You own up to it, you take it on the chin, and you move forward like a fucking man. But instead, you decided to tuck your tail and act like a bitch. So Siba Games, I'm letting you know right now, again, I will reinstate my point over and over until I'm blue in the face and I drop dead at my computer. If you decide that you are going to sue me for any sort of financial fucking liability, I will own your company. I will own your company flat out, and I will shut that son of a bitch down right in front of you. And if it ain't me who's doing it, it's gonna be Drake 100%. Like I said, I'm not gonna ask for you guys to like and sub to the channel on this video. I'm just gonna ask that you share this video around and spread awareness, because anybody who is associated with Siba Games after this shit airs out, do not ever associate with them. Break all contact. They are not to be trusted. They are not to be worked with. Cut the supply line while you still can. My name is Redbeard Mortis. Speak loud, speak the truth, and I will see you in the courtroom.